Welcome to this week's edition of The Passion of the Digital Artist. And here he is, your favorite passionate digital artist and mine, Jeff Mueller.
Thank you, Xavier.
You're welcome, Jeff. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself? Are you recovered?
I'm recovered. What a weekend.
Yes, what a weekend. Well, tonight's topic, we'll get right to it. I want to discuss the roller coaster ride that an artist participates in. It's when you become an artist at any level and you decide to share your creativity, you are basically punching your ticket to a really good theme park where you are going to have ups and downs, and you just basically have to learn how to ride the roller coaster. And last night was an example of a downward, not completely all the way down, but I was on a high. Getting ready, it was the Massillon Stark County artist exhibit at the Massillon Museum, and I had been accepted after not being accepted the year before. Very excited. Although a very, very small museum, it's as far as the mark it puts on the map, it's practically invisible. But for me, it was kind of special because you put all your time and effort, and as you start to publicly share, taking different steps, being with your peers in your local community, you really kind of want to have an enjoyable evening and share with everybody, and in a art gallery format. Well, the room that they have is a fairly large room where they had the show, and then it was a glass wall with a glass door leading into the gallery. As I was greeted to be put in, as I walked in, they said, step right up, go right into the gallery, the show's in the gallery. I went flying in the gallery with anticipation, really based off of the first museum show I've ever been in. Being there before, I looked around, didn't see my piece. So I thought it was hiding in the nooks and crannies. Although 30 by 60 is hard, I figured this pillar that's in the middle of the room there. So I started going around with the show, and all of a sudden I realized that my piece wasn't up. And my first thought was, and I'm being honest with everybody here, I want to share what it's like for an artist to realize that he hasn't found his piece, that they kicked me out of the show. Like, you were accepted, but for some reason you weren't. Well, I went over to my wife. I had multiple friends, Xavier and his wife, as you'll see in this cut here, after I finish the story, that I had peers, friends, family, totaling about 25 people. There was probably about 175 people. Good crowd for me. I was like, where's the painting? And
we were like, where's the painting?
My 15-year-old son says to me, well, Dad, didn't you see it? I saw it from outside when I was walking in. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, it's in the lobby. I'm like, what? So I walk out into the lobby, and you'll see in this next exactly where it is.
We're here with Vanessa and Craig Booth and Rachel and Jeff Mueller. And we have Jeff's artwork up here, Bright Lights, Big City, which was the topic of one of our earlier blogs.
I was the snack art.
The snack. Jeff was the snack artist. Yes. Looks like there's been a pretty good turnout. A lot of people here tonight.
Yes, it was definitely a great turnout. A good night, good show, very good art, wonderful time.
Yes, awesome time.
And you brought, where's Joey Connie?
Oh, I brought some imaginary friends with me and an imaginary wife, and they've disappeared.
Yes, but
an imaginary child.
And imaginary children, your imaginary children have disappeared too.
We're signing out from the Stark County Artists Show in Massillon at the Massillon Museum.
Yeah, folks, I don't think I've ever operated this camera before. Okay, Karen, say hi. Hi. This is Mrs. Xavier. This is my wife, Karen.
They decided to place my piece in the lobby behind the hors d'oeuvre food presentation tables. So the whole night I had an older woman, you'll see that right now I'm putting up on the blog, standing in front of my painting, and then I've had multiple other volunteers leaning up against my painting. Now to say that I was disappointed is an understatement. Now, the first show that I've done, it's kind of like myself and the other artist that was out there. There was only 2 paintings in the whole show that were out there that they couldn't fit it in there. It made me feel like I was sent to the office, I did something bad, and I was in the principal's office. Now, these are initial feelings. After going through today, understanding that the bar and the tables and everything are taken down, now my piece for the next, until January 6th, will be displayed at the Massillon Art Museum in their lobby. So pretty much everybody who comes through will be able to see it. The only criticism I have of them is not that it was in the lobby, not that it was separated, not that there was an old lady standing next to it the whole time, was the fact that it would have been nice if they would have said the show started where my piece was, because it was the first thing everybody saw. But nobody realized it was even in the show. I'm not even sure the jurors knew it was in the show. So that's where I dealt with that, got through it. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to get some recognition. As someone on Twitter said today, it's kind of good if you're trying to make a name for yourself. You're in the lobby. Now, this is not a big museum, folks, and the traffic can't be very high. It's not a very high trafficked area. But in the same sense, he's right, and I've moved on. That brings me to what happened today. So the roller coaster was up here, and I kind of dropped and dealt with it at mid-level. Well, today, getting ready, Tuesday, I was invited this week, Thursday, I had a meeting at the Launch House with one of the person who was initially responsible for turning me on to the Launch House. And he offered me a space to have my artwork viewed during a Cleveland entrepreneurship event. You need tickets for it, you need RSVP, and he offered me to put some paintings there. So he just asked that I would have it up, what I was going to do, by Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Well, picking myself up off the ground, I said, I'm going up there tonight, hanging what I had, in the space. I took a print of Serene Marina, the original of Serene Marina. I took up Fresh Market Decisions and a study that I did from Big Lights, Big Cities. Well, when I was up there, Dar, who's one of the major partners in the Launch House, absolutely loved the pieces and offered me to bring as much of my art as I wanted to and hang it anywhere that I wanted to. Anywhere in the whole Launch House. Plus, I nailed down the beginning stages of doing a spring solo show there, the way the social media multimedia show should be. So all of a sudden, the drive home from Cleveland to Canton, which is about an hour, the roller coaster reloaded back up. So within a 1 day span,
12 hours,
I was loading up to the top all day yesterday, dropping mid down, and right back up to the top. Hopefully Tuesday night will be something special. I'm going to be getting it in front of the business people. And the reason why I'm doing this with the Launch House is because I really think the people who buy art, corporations, corporate, business people, the Launch House is designed to launch young startup businesses and get them jump started and into major business. It's a seed corporation. And who better to start your career with the people who are beginning their careers, and as they become more successful and develop a relationship with me, the artist, and really art is sold based off of relationship in most cases. I feel this is a new way to do it, and we're about to go on an embarkment or a journey or an adventure that I'm hoping that ride, I know there's going to be lots more drops and lots more ups, but in the end, I'm hoping that this was one of the coolest theme parks I ever visited. So there you go.
Amen.
So that's it for this week. We'll see. I'll be back next week. Let you know what the ride's doing.
We're anxious to hear how it goes Tuesday.
See you guys next week.
Take care, folks.